Welcome back to the podcast. On this week's episode, I'm doing a follow-up with Connie. When this was recorded, she is about 9 months into her weight loss journey inside of the brain training weight loss program. And she's really just sharing more about her journey of losing weight by focusing on her brain instead of focusing on a diet. So you can go back and listen to her first episode earlier in the podcast, and this is kind of her follow-up, her continuation of sharing her incredible depth of knowledge about losing weight, losing a tremendous amount of weight, and keeping it off by just focusing on her brain and not dieting. So enjoy. This is a fantastic episode and so much for you to learn. Hi, I'm Haley. I've been a nutritionist for over 10 years, and I saw firsthand how the diet industry works, but mostly doesn't work to help you lose weight. Then I found myself 20 pounds overweight and realized the weight loss struggle has nothing to do with what you eat, but why you eat. So I went on a mission to explore the brain and its role in weight loss, and now I help my clients lose 30 pounds in 90 days by wiring their brain to weigh less. On this show, you are going to learn how to wire your brain to lose weight so that you never have to diet, restrict, deprive, or willpower again. Hi, Connie. How are you doing today?
I am fantastic. Mama, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to have you back on.
Well, I'm excited to be here. Lots has happened since we last
Oh,
on this platform.
a lot has happened. It's been probably like 6 months since we checked in last.
Yes,
Yeah.
lots is going on. Yeah, lots.
Okay, so just for anyone who doesn't know you, can you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about how you what your experience was like before the program, all those things.
Yeah. So, I own a business called Own Your Life, where I do actually mindset coaching.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, and I will also work with in the world of frequencies, and I also work with, like I have all kinds of things. So, Own Your Life is like pretty. It's all parts of your life. So, I'm definitely all about empowering you to get results in all these different areas of your life, including your business. And one area where I was stuck, because you can't coach yourself, right, was in the area of my body. And so I'm 51. So when I was 10 years old, my mom had lost 100 pounds on this weight loss program, and my dad was so excited about it that they went out and initially they bought 2 of these franchises, these weight loss clinics, and eventually they had 12. So that was how I grew up, was with this in this weight loss world, and had all kinds of strategies of what to do and not do, and how, and it was all around the world of, what the actions I was going to take, and to produce the results that I wanted. And when I tell you, I have been on, it seems like every diet out there. I have been, the scale has gone up and down and up and down and up and down. And I literally have gained and lost at least 2,000 pounds, really up and down. And we're talking not pound at a time. We're talking 50 to 100 pounds at a time, up and down, and sometimes even more than that. So I really had came to the conclusion that dieting will never work. I'll never be my goal weight. I was really resigned really about the whole entire thing. 3 years ago, my precious son had a massive heart attack and went to heaven. And at that point, really, I was just done. I had literally made a conscious decision. I'm never going to even attempt to lose weight before, because in my world, Haley, dieting and weight loss equaled suffering, period. And I had enough suffering with the loss of my child. I was not about to add. Why would I add any more suffering to my life? It didn't make any sense to me, because all I knew was I would diet and then I would gain it back. So why even put myself through any of that? And so continuing to do mindset work, in all the areas except for this. And we had a connection years before. And so when I saw your information about, basically like rewire your brain for weight loss, I was like, now I know I can help my clients rewire the brain to be more positive in their responses, to have a positive mindset. However, you could never coach yourself. And it was not being, I wasn't even trying because I didn't even think it was even possible to do that in the world of releasing weight. And so I think we connected in November, like right around Thanksgiving. And I remember telling you, so like I don't weigh.
Yeah.
And you're so cute. You're like, okay. And so I interpreted that as like, okay, you will never have to weigh. And so, that is not how it is. And like right away, in our first group call, I mean, like it just shifted so many things. It was like the beginning of the first domino that fell that has led to this. So you were like, well, how do you want it to be? And I'm like, because it was this battle. Like it was torture. I would get on the scale, and no matter what the result was, I beat myself up. So if I was trying to release weight and I get on the scale and it went up, of course, then I lost. And if it stayed the same, well, then I lost too, because like that was a game I wasn't winning because I wanted to lose something every day. Well, that's not typically how life goes. And I didn't care. That was how my experience was. And even when I got on the scale and it went down, I still lost the game because in my mind, it was never enough. Like if I lost 0.6, why wasn't it 0.8? Or if it was, it was 0.2, then why wasn't it 0.4? And so that was a losing proposition in my life. Like, why would I want to do that? And he just simply asked, well, how do you want it to be? And I said, I just want it to be a feedback loop. Like I get on the scale. Was my food the day before effective or not effective? And I mean, I'm telling you, I will never forget when you said, well, you almost got it right. I'm thinking, well, what else could it be? Like, other than my food being effective. And you're like, well, we look at the thoughts and the feelings before the actions. And I'm like, yeah, but I still wasn't connecting the dots. And you're like, well, consider, I mean, it was beautiful. I will never forget this conversation. Consider it's whether your thoughts and your feelings were effective, not your food was effective. And I'm telling you, I felt my brain explode. Like, oh, and I couldn't wait to go get on my stupid scale. And then I go to get my scale out and the battery had blown up. And so then I had to wait until Amazon could bring me a new scale. And ever since that time, I get on the scale every morning with a sense of curiosity about, I wonder what my thoughts and feelings were. And whatever the scale reports, it's just this feedback loop. And I can always point back to the thoughts and the feelings that were either effective or not effective every time. And there's no drama. There's no beating myself up. It's just like from a state of curiosity, what were my thoughts and feelings around that? And then I could learn, here's an idea.
Yeah.
Instead of beating myself up, I could actually take that information and carry it into the next day.
Yes.
I mean, holy guacamole. And so it was like all the suffering. I mean, we're talking. So I was 50 when I started the program. So 40 years of suffering. 40 years of suffering was gone in a conversation. Holy guacamole. Like who knew? Who knew? And so I'm down 70 pounds.
Yeah.
And so I was trekking along. And then, my body hits the set point that I've been at. My body is very familiar with this weight that I'm currently at.
Yeah. And your brain is. Too.
And that's the whole, yes. And you remind me, like, Connie, like, everything's a brain pattern, like, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So how this would have gone down. So I hit a plateau.
Yes.
And because that's what happens, because the brain patterns are there, right? So instead of like so you're so great about always bringing us back to our thoughts and the feelings and staying away from the actions and the strategies and all the, you know, things that don't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's been so interesting going through this. It's been a hot minute. I've been on this plateau, and I'm very clear that every other time in the last 41 years, when I would hit a plateau for a period longer than Connie deemed appropriate, not what is actually like happening or, working with my brain and, all the things, like I would just say, oh, this is too long. Well, according to who? Well, according to me, and my unrealistic, lack of knowledge around this. Um, I am clear that's what always derailed me in the past. So in the past, I would hit this and then I would just like spiral out of control. I would either hunker down and be miserable and try to knuckle my way through it. That never really worked, which eventually led to like me just giving up my, hands up in the air and like total, like I'm done, right?
Yeah,
Walk
because
away.
you run out of willpower, right? I mean,
Willpower is a finite resource.
yeah. And then it's like, okay, now that I'm out of that, what am I left with?
Right. Yeah. Strategies that don't work, that have you suffer.
Yeah.
And I'm so committed at this stage of my life to no more suffering.
Yeah.
To being empowered. And, you continually, I'm going to use the word challenge in a great way, like push up against, like, well, and the way you work with us is so amazing. So you just lovingly say, well, what's the thought that would lead you to the results you want? And I'm like, is it really that easy? And it really is. Like, who knew?
I know, it's so crazy. Well,
It is.
the diet industry is so, and we, the way that we're raised, we're so focused on actions. Everything's actions.
Yep.
And we're really not even taught like what drives the actions? Like where does that even come from? If I'm taking these actions, what is before that? What's going on in my brain? We have this very sort of disconnected sense of what's happening in our brain, how that's affecting our emotional state, and then all we know is the actions, and we're just like pounded in to just take these actions. And that's really how the diet industry is. So everybody that I talk to is like, well, I'm trying to implement these actions, it's not working, I don't understand. I'm like, we're just going to take it back to your brain, because that's where it's all coming from. Yeah. And it really, once you see that, once you understand that, it all becomes a lot more clear and a lot more simple. And you're like, oh, I actually really do have control over this. It's not that I have to give myself a new list of actions that then I'm really going to struggle with, which is what dieting is, like another to-do list. I just need to like take this back to like, what's going on in my brain? Like, what am I thinking? What is that creating for me? And instead of, here's your list of actions that we try to follow through on. And you've done such a great job of really bringing it back up to the brain. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm feeling. Then these actions will just kind of fall into place. And they really do. We don't necessarily, you can, but you don't necessarily have to like focus on the action so much if you have the rest of that aligned for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how do you think you have made, because of just like everyone else, it's like, dieting is about actions. These are the actions I need to take. So tell us like how you have been able to like really take this back to your mindset and focus on that, even though the actions, or you kind of refer to them as strategies before, are like what you were taught previously.
Yeah. Well, so I would say one of the first things I realized when I came up against this plateau, right? Which, I am releasing another 70 pounds. Mm-hmm. So when you are working with the amount of weight that I'm working with, you're gonna like, it's natural to hit the plateaus, right?
Yes.
And so what I wasn't recognizing, one of the first things I recognized is like, wow, Connie, your 2-year-old is really like, you're letting your 2-year-old take charge of your actions instead of saying, whoa, like, and so that was like really a great realization. And first I will also want to say the group coaching environment that you've created has been such I'm going to say, a safe and sacred space. And the women, and I know there's every now and then there's a man that's in there, mostly the women that I've connected with. Um, it's so interesting how they, like, if whatever we're dealing with, we all learn. So if, whether I'm talking or somebody else is talking, like, we're all learning from each other and encouraging each other, and to have this like group of support and a safe place to really dissect your thoughts about all of it has made a huge difference. So you're creating the environment to pull towards the results that we want to create.
It's so interesting. This comes up all the time when people ask about the program. I'm like, we do weekly coaching calls with a group. And most people's first inclination is to be like, I don't want to do this with a group. And I'm like, I have done it both ways. I've coached people one-on-one, and I've coached in the group. The group, your results are going to come 10 times faster because you get coached on 50 things in a session instead of the one thing that you thought you needed. Exactly. You get to learn from everyone else's experience and get all of this coaching and just advance so much faster. And you get to see, which I think is so important because it doesn't really exist in the diet industry. You get to see that your brain is just doing what everyone else's brain is doing. Yes. You're not alone. And the diet industry is so isolating. It's like, if the diet didn't work, it's not the diet's fault. It's your fault.
It's your fault. Specific.
You're the problem. There's something wrong with you. And so we kind of come into weight loss thinking like, I'm a failure. This probably, I want to lose weight. I have this level of hope for it, but I'm doubtful that it could work. Yeah. And
I think they call it hopium.
Yes. Like that. I've never heard that before.
It's hopium.
I have so much hope. Maybe this could work, but it probably won't, because there's something wrong with me, because I've tried a million times before and I've just failed. And every diet, there is no contingency plan. If it doesn't work, we can't tell you what to do next. There's something wrong with you. So I think like being a part of this community where you get to see, okay, this isn't just me. My brain is completely normal. It's doing what everyone else's brain is doing.
Yes.
I am going through the same thing that in like these number of steps that everyone else is going through. And I get to hear from them, like whatever they're getting coached on, that it always applies to everybody, never is there something that comes up on those calls where everyone's like, I don't know. It's
just really, like that's just Connie.
Yeah, like, it's just Connie. No, everything is like, oh yeah, no, that's happened to everybody, or everyone is experiencing this too. So it goes so much faster. The group is so empowering.
Yes.
And I think liberating in a lot of ways to just see like, oh yeah, it's not just me.
Yeah.
And your results come so much faster because that getting coached on multiple things at one time. Yes. And I cut you off. So continue.
Oh yeah. So that the environment that you created for our success is like, I just want to make sure I point that out, because it doesn't happen in the vacuum. It's not like, here's the manual and this is what you do. It's like the environment that you've created is so powerful. And so I realized early on during this plateau that it was like, so what's the thought? It's like, 2-year-old Connie is like throwing a temper tantrum and wanting, whatever she wants. Mm-hmm. And then 51-year-old Connie has been letting her dictate how things are going. And once I saw that's what it was happening versus, like, you just have to have protein shakes today, like, which makes no difference. Like, that made no difference. But and getting clear on the last big like aha. Well, there's a couple things. Like one last week was realizing like I could ask my brain, like, why am I getting like these, why am I losing weight so easily? Because because I know, right, how the brain works in other areas. And so I'm like, oh, I like, this is a strategy that I recommended to my clients and different things. And it's like, so our brain will tell us an answer, like why we're having success, if that's the question, versus asking like, why am I failing? You ask, why am I succeeding? And like just that simple shift. And it's like, oh yeah, because I'm doing this, I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. And then over the weekend, so I've been like really diving into my thoughts and feelings around this plateau versus like, and it's so easy. Like my natural go-to is like, okay, I'm gonna try this strategy. I'm just gonna try protein shakes, or then I'm just gonna try, fasting, and then I'm gonna try, and I will tell you, I would not have tried I would not have stuck with this plateau as long as I have in the past. I never did. I never would just ride with it and be with it and be in the inquiry around my thoughts. Mm-hmm. I would have given up and gained, 20 pounds back by now. And then the rest just goes. I mean, it's just the rest of the dominoes continue to go that way instead of the way that I am committed to.
Yeah.
And realizing one of the things, again, being in this inquiry around like what thoughts what thoughts are most conducive to the results I'm committed to, right? And so instead of having the instant gratification, like what do I want now? Because oftentimes, writing out the our boxes, what you call our boxes in the morning, mm-hmm. so that we're planning with our frontal lobe and like, all the things. And there's times where it's like, I don't know what I'm going to have. And so I'll just put protein and vegetables. And then, when it's time to eat, it's like, well, what do you want? I found myself asking myself, what do I want to eat now? Versus what do I want most?
Mm-hmm.
Because what I want most is what I refer to as future Connie at her goal weight, living her best life, without any, full of joy, no suffering, right? And that is so because I've done the work and created that persona of future Connie and the thoughts that she thinks and the feelings that she has. So the actions are naturally correlate to that. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, do I really want to overeat the chicken, or do I really want the sexy, delicious life that I've created for future Connie?
Yes.
And so to ask then, like, what do I want most? And keep that as the forethought, then the rest of it just falls in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's wrapped up into this plateau, there's so many things. It's our brain gets, we see this early success in weight loss in a lot of diets. And then the brain just kind of like all of a sudden it like almost snaps back. It's like, okay, that was fun for a time. You came into this with a lot of excitement and maybe hope or whatever.
Right.
And now we're ready to resume our prior activities where toddler brain was getting what it wants and you didn't really have to put in effort so much. And I think in the diet, traditional dieting, when that happens, when that excitement wears off, when the willpower wears off, then the actions stop working and the weight plateaus, and then we don't really have any other tools to manage that, and so the weight just comes back. And I think for you, you were with that, you were being with the discomfort of your weight kind of it was like 5 pounds that it was just like in ping-ponging between these 5 pounds.
5 pounds.
You were like, okay, I'm just staying with this. I'm staying with the discomfort of my weight not going the direction I wanted to go. And also the discomfort of like trying the mindset shifts on that were going to allow you to move forward. Just like constantly coming back and being like, okay, where am I going? Because I think sometimes your brain was like going back to old dieting Connie. Let's just try some actions. We'll do the shakes. We'll do the fasting. I think even like at one point, because for all the listeners, Connie, we did, right when Connie started, we did a Future You training, and you were like on it, like so good. And you were like, you were creating results from Future Connie so quickly. It was incredible. But almost when you hit the plateau, Future Connie became an action line that you were like trying to sub in. Like, here's an action I can take.
Yeah.
Instead of like the actual mindset of Future Connie, it was like, we're action lining Future Connie.
Exactly.
But you were willing to like show up and be like, okay, what is the next step? And like, where do I need to go? And what, and there's discomfort in this. It's your brain has just come to this place where it's like, this is the normal stopping point for us. Like this is normally like where we just go back to getting what we want, which is,
well, I've spent years at this particular weight.
Yes. Yeah. And so this and that set point, which you brought up, and it's come up for other people in the program before, like, is there just a set point? And I really think the set point is your brain. It's brain not your physiology. It's your brain set pointing. This is where we sit. This is where we still get our treats and we don't have to put in any effort. We just go back to these patterns, and being able to push through that and to move through that and to like look at, okay, what is the next best step for me? Which is what we just did every week. And you just continued to show up, even though the result wasn't consistently, you would get the result and then it would like go back. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's where this, like what we do in this program is so different, because it's like, if you plateau, what do? There's no mindset shift to be made. It's like, just keep actioning.
Exactly.
Action. And if that isn't working, if your emotional state that you don't realize how you're creating it, you just kind of accidentally came into the diet with it, has run out and changed, you don't know how to continue to have that. So you really did a beautiful job of just continuing to show up, being willing to look at what was going on in your brain and change things up and continue to create this more desire for what you want down the line than the food that's in front of you, which is something we kind of were talking about before we hopped on to record. Like, how do we create this more desire for the result for Connie at, what did you say, my sexy, delicious life, for Connie's sexy, delicious life.
That's right.
Then for whatever food is sitting in front of me right now. And that's so important. Like, we have to be able to tap into that if we're going to do this consistently over time, because your brain's just going to, it's going to effort itself out and want to give up. Yeah. And you have to like step into like the adult brain and be like, okay, I get it, but we're continuing on.
I love the question you keep asking me, because there's different cuts. I keep getting like, like the onion, right? I keep unpeeling, unpeeling. And you keep asking me, what's the thought that is correlate? Like, what's the thought? What thought do you need to have to give you the result that you want? Like, what, not what action do you need to take to get the result, but what's the thought, because like being frustrated and giving in to 2-year-old Connie and all those things were leading to not the results I wanted. And so, but to think about it from the viewpoint of like, well, here's the result, here's the body, here's the, the life that you're going to have at your goal, right? And what's the thoughts that are going to lead to that versus, just being thoughtless. Because most of us, like, honestly, we go through life thinking very minimally.
Truly.
Usually it's react, versus like creating what we're doing.
Consciously.
conscious.
about it. And
Yes.
because we're not taught where that comes from.
Correct.
You know, we're just taught like, here's your actions and here's your results.
Yep.
If you want these results, do these actions. But that might have worked for somebody.
Right.
Like in diets, you know, every diet came from somewhere. Every
Yes.
list of foods came from somewhere. And so I think many times, like, someone did this. Okay, this worked for me, so this could work for everybody. But you don't know what thoughts went in behind that list of actions that they're now giving you. And
Right.
to be able to understand, okay, it's truly like taking it back to my brain where these thoughts are generated from, and knowing and understanding that I actually have a choice in these, I have a say in them, and I have control over them. Once I recognize what's going in there, I am like so empowered to move forward. I don't have to live this thoughtless reactionary life where it's like, just like you said, reactionary. Like, I step on the scale, now I'm just reacting to whatever the scale said, instead of like creating intentionally, this is what I'm going to do in order to get the scale. This is what I'm going to think and feel in order to get the scale to say what I want it to say.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yes. It's a huge mindset shift.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I'm really clear, as much as I've been resisting this plateau, I am super clear that it was required for me to go through this, because instead of suffering through it and like enduring and all the things, you know, it's been like, because that's how it was in the past, you know, lots of suffering around it.
Yeah.
And now it's just been this inquiry, you know.
Yes.
I get to be in a curiosity state. Like, okay, well, that didn't work. Well, it's gonna work. Like, that didn't work. And instead of beating myself up, like bad and wrong that you didn't make it work, to just take it from like, oh, well, this thought produced that result. This thought produced that result.
Almost
like really, it's just totally different way than I've ever approached it before. And knowing that now I've got more, like, I have walked away and I'm still like shifting through this plateau. I have so many more, I want to say, tools in my bag now that's going to have me sustain the long-term weight, releasing the weight, you know?
Yes.
That this plateau is actually, in my opinion, what I'm choosing to think is that it was actually required to get the long term, in order to really have sustainable results.
I agree. I think for the brain, like, to move beyond that and to really make a permanent change, that's just part of the journey of weight loss and of learning. We talk a lot about, you know, you're coming in like an athlete learning a new sport, and if you literally make weight loss a sport, or like make
it's
that
like a game. It's like a game.
Make that comparison. Like, at every point in an athlete's career, you know, whether you don't have to be a professional for this to apply, you have like played, you know, pretty good. You get to the certain point where you're like learning. Your brain is taking on all this new information and applying it really well. And then your brain's just like, we hit a wall. Like, it's too much. We go backwards. We oftentimes like are worse than we were. And we're like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. And in that analogy, there's a coach that's with you. That's like, you just keep going. You just keep playing. Nothing's gone wrong. It's not a big deal. And you just keep going and playing, and you suck for a time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're good again. Your brain starts picking it up again, and we start learning and implementing, and we don't apply that understanding of how the brain works to weight loss. It's the same thing. Your brain's going to take it in, apply it really well, and then it's going to hit a wall where it's like, I cannot take on any more information. I just want to go back to where it was easy and effortless. Yeah. And if you keep going, if you keep applying, if you consider yourself like, I'm an athlete learning a new sport, so this didn't work. What do I need to do differently? What am I going to practice now? Your brain starts to pick it up, or at least you stick with it through the plateau, and all of a sudden it's like able to learn and take it on again. Okay, we just got through that. We practiced what we needed to practice, and we're learning and growing and developing again and continuing forward. And I think you're right. Like this was so necessary in many different levels of for Connie's like personal growth in your brain, like deep down and how it functions, and to truly put into action. And I just use the word action, but truly put into like your brain that these thought patterns that are going to stick around for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Well, because I'm like literally rewiring 40 years of things that didn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, really, into creating new patterns that are in alignment with where I'm headed.
Yes. Yeah. And we like, just, why would that be something that happens in, a week or a month? It's like your brain is going to take some time. It's going to go through some turmoil and some things that don't work. And you like keeping at it and moving forward is what makes the difference.
Right. Well, and meanwhile, I've been more aware of and appreciate the non-scale victories. Like I've been, my doctor has taken me off of some of the medication I was on,
incredible.
And, like, just like these non-scale victories, right? Clothes fitting and differently. And, even being able to be more comfortable in a booth, like sitting at a restaurant in a booth, like now is like comfortable where it wasn't comfortable before. And just appreciating those little non-scale victories instead of just being so attached to the numbers.
Yes. Yeah. It's about you as a whole and like your life as a whole and how it's shifted as a whole and not just what did the scale say? What did the scale say?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So important.
Very. Yeah.
Yeah. And like also a part if we take it back to future Connie, that is the vision for you in the future. It's that whole thing. It's not future Connie is not only focused on what does the scale say. She's focused on everything.
Exactly.
Her entire life.
Yes, the entire life.
Yeah. But kudos to you. This is, that you have really been able to move through this and really apply this like neutral evaluation of neutral and curious evaluation of everything that's happened, and you've just like come back. Okay, what's next? What's the next best step? Where do we take this now? Really, truly. And there is frustration in there, of course.
Yeah.
But also just like, I'm just willing to like show up and figure out what the next best thing is. And I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Well, I recognize that I'm, creating new brain patterns that I've never had before. I've not been at a healthy weight for a long period of time yet.
Yeah.
Yet. And
isn't that wild? Yeah.
So I'm like very committed to doing whatever it takes to do that. And also like while being committed to no suffering.
Yeah.
And so that's been the biggest thing, And again, like knowing I'm going to show up on the calls and the same ladies that are there, are going to be supportive and encouraging and, and all the things. And so I don't always want to share. And I know this is what I'm there for.
Yeah. And I think I like try to at least remind people of that. Like I can only coach you on what you bring.
Yes.
So sometimes we want to like hide and just be like, oh my God, I don't want to talk
for sure
about this. Yeah. And that's okay. But also
again, do I need to talk about this again?
Again.
Apparently, yes.
Yeah, because it takes time for your brain to like grasp it and for you to see it and like be able to implement it and take it on. A lot of times, like the first time you hear it, you know, it's your brain's like, what?
Yeah, obviously it didn't work because like it does take more. It does take, yeah. So like this thought of like I should break this plateau in 2 weeks. Well, who said that?
Yeah, who said
like,
that?
Who made that up?
Yeah, seriously, truly. And it's so funny how everything that we do is like very relatable to like going through college, like learning a career or learning a new sport. The brain doesn't get it the first couple of times, but we think we come into weight loss and it's just going to be like bam, 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 done, got it, weight is off, and I never have to struggle with it or think about it again. And it's like, no, your brain is going to go through these times where it's just, it doesn't get it. It doesn't understand. It really struggles. And you just keep showing up and like learning it and implementing and
keep practicing.
Keep practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is practicing. I taught piano.
It is.
For 25 years.
Yeah.
And I think the number was to become a master at something, you need to put in 10,000 hours. And so I did that and know that in the world of music.
Yeah.
And then be able to transfer it like in the world of, you know, weighing a healthy weight. It's the same. How is that any different? It's not.
It's not. It's really not. We need to see that and understand that and like apply, like just say like, okay, I'm learning a new sport now.
Yep.
It's weight loss. It's a new sport.
It is.
It's a new instrument.
Yes.
I'm going to practice.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm going to listen like, okay, this is what's not working. This is what is working. That's what I'm going to apply and practice this week. And then I'm going to come back and be like, okay, what's next? What's the next best step? What didn't work? What are we moving forward with this week? We're letting go of. And sometimes the things that we want to let go of, they just keep coming up, you know? It's like, I'm sure in piano, there would be something that like a mistake that you make that you continually make. And it's like, okay, there it is again.
Right.
Let's let that go. Again, let's back here reminding you that's not working. We don't want to move forward with that. Let's keep moving. It's the same thing. It's so crazy.
Yeah. I would tell my students, it's not that practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect. So as long as I was practicing thinking that it was not effective, then that was just perpetuating the results I didn't want. So it's the perfect practice. It's the correct thinking. It's the correct, you know, all consistently over time. Because it just takes, that's what it takes to develop a habit in the brain.
Yes.
In the brain pattern to form is the correct thinking over time. So that creates the habit.
Yes.
And that's all it is. And when I could detect that, like instead of like, oh, it's just my brain doing like, this is what is required for my brain to do that, then it takes it away from that I'm bad and wrong and my choices are bad and wrong and, you know, like beating myself up. Once you really do take it to the brain level, it is like, it really, you become detached, you know?
Yeah. Yes. I got really excited when you said that. It's so important for us to understand that because we're so, when it comes to weight loss, I think so uniquely or so separately from so many other things in our life, we're so attached to it and we're so, and we take it back to like just beating ourselves up. There's something wrong with me and why did I do it and what is wrong with me and why didn't this go differently? And we need to just take it back to that detachment. This is just your brain.
Yep.
This is very like, let's just take it back to this very simple thing. You don't beat yourself up and can't, maybe you do a little bit. We might be beating ourselves up, but it's also, there's a level of like, okay, we're just gonna get very neutral about this.
Well, and slow down.
And slow down.
If there's a passage that I would not, you know, would have a problem with when I was performing, I would just take it way slow and practice slow and intentional. And it's the same thing, just slow down Instead of just react, just slow down and get really like, what is the thought? What is the next thought? What is the next thought? Like, how is, what's the thought that would be useful? Not like that's not a useful thought. Okay, now I'm gonna start over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's so much more, neutral and detached. And like, what is just, I don't know, analytical is not the right word. Neutral and detached and curious.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And that's what's allowed you to like move through this is just embodying that. Okay, I'm not going to jump to reacting and beating myself up and being like, why did I eat that thing yesterday? What is wrong with me?
I was really clear that those thoughts would lead to weight gain because that was what was
Yes.
familiar. That was the pattern that I'm working on transforming.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. And we just taking that on it, but for weight loss is so important and so key. Okay, so tell the audience like if they're in that space of these cycles of reacting and beating themselves up and just getting stuck.
Yeah.
How do we move through? How do we move forward?
Well, I'm a big fan of being curious, right? And really seeing that which brain patterns lead to which results, So I know that beating myself up and having those negative thoughts leads to, of course, then I want to overeat. Like, why wouldn't I? That is a natural conclusion that is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's not the conclusion I want. So what would be the conclusion I want? And what do I get to think? Not have to, I get to, right? What do I get to think in order to produce the results that I'm really committed to? And
Yes.
so, yeah, and just slow down,
Yeah.
give yourself the space and the grace. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of like getting caught up, spinning on it, like thinking that it should go faster, all of those things that really ultimately slow us down.
Yeah, it does.
And keep us in the same place.
Yes.
And it's just a little bit of like, okay, I'm just taking the next best step today.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it might not even just be for the day. It's like, what is the next best step in the next 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And it really
I love that.
Yeah, because it's not, when I look at my day, it's not that I have to have these empowered thoughts every second of every day. It's really in these critical, like 10-minute intervals. Really. I mean, truly. Yeah. And so I just like only need to have these empowered thoughts when I'm cooking or when I'm eating and because I'm not eating all the time. I mean, I actually spend very little time actually eating.
Yeah.
In the
Truly, we do.
Truly, very little.
Very little.
And so it's the identifying those key times where I get to have the thoughts that will lead to the, results that I'm committed to.
Yeah. And that is one thing we talk about a lot, like being prepared for when this is going to come up. Because you're right. It's not your whole day.
It's not.
Your whole day isn't like sitting in front of a plate of cookies. It's this moment. So being prepared for when that happens, what is your brain going to throw out at you? And how are you going to plan now in the morning as Connie, who wants to lose weight, who is her brain is very quiet about food right now. And really what she wants right now is to lose weight and to get to this place where it's easy and effortless and she's already achieved it. So from that place, what are you going to do later today when your brain throws this out in this, you're right, in this 10-minute or even like 10-second window when it's just all of a sudden, there it is. It's popping up. It's like, but we want to eat these cookies. So how do we prepare for that? Like, we're here now. How do we look into the future and prepare for that? And how are we going to think about it when it comes up? And what is our action plan, but from not literal actions. Your actions are thinking
Yeah.
and feeling
Yeah.
and being present. Yeah. Yeah.
And when I try to explain this to people, I'm like, when I hear myself saying it, it's like, it's so obvious. Like, and it's like, well, why did I think of that before now? But I didn't. And so here I am now. And it's like,
Yeah.
I literally, I just, but it's really about slowing things down.
Mm-hmm.
Becoming mindful of like, I eat when I'm hungry, when I say, you know, like I'm going to eat at this hunger level and I'm going to stop when I'm satisfied. Huh.
Hmm.
Like there's an idea. Like you mean like animals do? Like, you know, like
Yes. And children and,
right,
you know, who
exactly.
are just, there's no other thought patterns around the food.
Right.
It's literally in our bodies, in our physical body, sensing hunger, sensing satiety. There's no other brain patterns that are going on. Like, you should keep eating. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would probably make you feel better.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like, taking it back to that, and then also being able to address those thought patterns when they start popping up in the moment.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. So crazy. And it's
Yeah.
really not. It's just the most simple, basic things
Yeah.
that we need to do.
Exactly. And no suffering. You know, that's my mantra over here.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Which has been huge. And every person, like, let's bring that in. Like, what is your mantra? Like, how are we going to use that to propel you forward and to keep you anchored and present?
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
not willing. I'm not willing to suffer.
Yeah.
No need.
No need.
No need.
No need. Okay. What are your closing advice? Like, what has allowed you to be successful? What would you want someone who's new or just starting off? What would you want to tell them?
Well, I would say if you're serious about wanting to create the life and um, body that you desire, like first of all, like get in the group and come and join the party and get the support. And like, and it really is just like, so literally almost every day I write FTDP, like follow the damn plan. Like,
I love it. Yes.
and it's like, just be, you know, is be mindful. You know, we get like one of the gifts that God has given us is that we get to create. So like we get to create this life that we have. And it's like, it starts with the thoughts and the feelings, right? So, you know, getting really clear about where you're going, the thoughts and feelings that are going to get you there, and then surround yourself with the people that will help on the journey. So there is no suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so simple.
It is so simple.
Follow the plan.
You should really do this. You should do this as a living, Haley. You're really good at this.
Oh my God, thanks. I'll think about it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. So come into the group.
Yeah.
I think ultimately it's like, be open to being coached.
Oh yeah, being coachable is foundational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be open to that. And
because my best efforts up until now has not produced the results I wanted. And it wasn't until I became coachable with a plan that I totally it made so much sense.
Yeah. I think especially
I can get on board with this. Totally.
Yeah. Like for some reason with weight loss, we think, oh, you know, I'm going to be able to find the answer on the internet. It just lies. I just haven't found the right diet yet. I haven't found the right plan.
supplement.
It's just,
yeah.
It's a supplement. Yeah. It's a Google away.
Yeah.
And really it's like, we got to take it back, like, because this is happening in your brain. And if you And you really, for the most part, it's really difficult to see that for ourselves. We really need somebody to like
for
show
sure.
us that and give
For
us
sure. Yeah, I'm a
that.
mindset coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And what I know is all great coaches have coaches.
Uh-huh.
They
100%.
better.
Yeah. Every great coach is being coached and being
Absolutely. Absolutely.
shown the way.
And coaches. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And so many people that I talk to, they're like, oh, I've put in all of this effort in other areas of my life, with my relationship with my husband or financially,
Yeah.
or with my career. I've really invested and sought out people and programs to help me. And I haven't done it with weight loss.
Yeah.
I think I can do it on my own. And I'm like,
good luck. How's that gone for you so far?
how's that worked out for you so far?
Yeah. Like Connie as a coach produced 140 pounds overweight. That's what Connie as a coach produced for herself.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
that's not the results I want to produce.
Exactly. Yeah.
And when I was so committed, especially when I started to no suffering, I look back on, I had released a bunch of weight and then gained it back, like this cycle.
Yeah.
And I look back, and for somebody being so committed to no suffering, like I look back and see, like all I see is suffering, eating what I wanted. And there was so much suffering around that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I thought I was like in the pipe dream to have the freedom to do whatever I wanted. There was so much suffering having the extra weight on.
Yes, in so many other ways. It was like,
Oh, for sure.
You weren't
for sure
suffering in the moment of just like being able to eat whatever you want, but in the ultimate like goal and big picture of Connie's life wasn't what you wanted. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I love that. Like, your whole mantra is I'm not going to suffer. And through that, you're like, I'm also going to be willing to be open to look at my brain.
Yeah.
See what's going on, look at it neutrally, not beat myself up about it. I mean, it's just, it's so wonderful. It's come in so many aspects to like help you grow and move forward and get to this place where you're creating this life and the weight that you want. Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Oh, I love that so much. Like, weight loss can be fun because you get to look and see and grow.
Yes, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Connie, for coming on, for sharing. You're always so open and honest and like a breath of fresh air. And just incredible.
My pleasure. I love you. I love what you're creating. I love the program, the women, everybody it's been a huge blessing. So my pleasure.
Yeah. It's been a blessing having you and working with you and getting to know you and all the things.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. I can't wait we will catch up again.
Yes.
In the future, down the road. Continue to like touch base.
Story to be continued.
Yeah, to be continued. This is like the middle.
Yes, I'm in the middle. I am in the middle.
The middle of the journey. The like thick of things when it was really challenging and you continued on and didn't give up and still weren't suffering.
Correct.
Love it.
No suffering. No suffering allowed.
So much. Well, thank you so much, and we'll talk soon.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
If you love this episode, come work with me. You can check out my program, the Brain Training Weight Loss Program, at bit.ly, that's bit.ly/Haley Sohn, my full name, HAYLEYSOHN, and I will see you inside.